Hey guys, welcome back. NRL 2024 round 2 game. The Kiwi best bets. Let's get it on. Now, round 1, let's just recap. It seems so long ago, right? But Eagles looked absolutely fantastic. Roosters looked absolutely fantastic, leaving both the Rabbits and the Broncos looking like they needed to improve on their current performance to keep up where they were last year. I think it was just more the Eagles and the Roosters shining bright more than it was Broncos and Rabbits not living up to the hype. Anyway, let's move on. Now, we had the Newcastle Knights in our safety parlay, and they looked absolutely horrible. They lost that game, obviously, to the Raiders. Big up Raiders, good on yous. But not only did the Knights lose, they looked like the worst team in the whole round, saved by the Dolphins there at the end. I knew Dominic Young was a good player. I knew he was a big loss for the Knights, but holy crap, they missed him like crazy. I do believe Dominic Young's the best player in the league right now. Take it or leave it. He's fast, he's big, he does hit-ups, he comes in and helps out the forwards, he can jump really high. I think he's the best athlete in the NRL at the moment, bar none. That's my personal feelings, and without him, the Knights looked absolutely woeful. Let's carry on though. We won't bash on them too much. I still wanted this over to hit on the Warriors Shark game. Just so, even though the parlay was lost, we lost the parlay. If we won the other half of the parlay, at least it would still show that we know what we're talking about. Unfortunately, that didn't work out either. We lost that as well. So it was a rough start. I thought, oh no, here we go. We're gonna end up 0-4. You know, those sort of thoughts creep in when you get off to a bad start like that. But luckily, the Storm nail biting, because it was only 8-0. So it's not like the Panthers were ever out of the game. So we just had to bite the nails, hold on to the edge of our seat for the whole game on that one. Luckily for us, the dog of the week came through. Storm cashed. And then the Eels hit, and I thought my luck's turned around. Here we go, boys. And, I did say I want the Dragons to win. My heart was with the Dragons. My brain went with the Titans. And the Dragons won. Imagine if we had swapped that. If we did place that parlay, that would have hit for massive amounts. We would have been so happy. Coulda, woulda, shoulda, didn't. Titans lost. Parlay dropped off. Not too good. But luckily for us, Cowboys came through. Absolutely stomping the Dolphins. Our broke man's 50 success. I mean, imagine if the Cowboys had lost and our broke man's 50 was lost on round 1, it would have been really, really disappointing. You might never have seen me again. But luckily, the Cowboys looked absolutely fantastic. And Dolphins, bottom of the table, deservingly. Some weird calls in there. I don't know about that penalty try. I don't know why neither of them dived on that ball. Anyway, that's near here or there. So, we'll just recap our round 1. So, our broke man 50 we had on the Cowboys. Turn that into 70. It would have been $73 payout. But at half time, the Cowboys were up by so much points, the Dolphins were paying $20 to win. So we took that $3 and we put that on the Dolphins to win at half time. So that way, if the Cowboys win, we got 70. If the Dolphins won, we would have got 60. We safeguarded our $50 with $3. It's a no-brainer. Why wouldn't you do that? Everyone should have done that. We did that. So our profit was only $20 instead of $23. But broke man's 50, off to a great start for the year. Let's hope we can keep that up. Safety parlay, both fell over. Knights lost. Warriors didn't get over the points. Hard luck, -1 unit. Dog of the week though, Storm came through for us. Plus 2.2 units. But the money parlay, Titans crashed it. -1 unit. So all in all, we're up 0.2 of a unit. And it doesn't sound like much to be up 0.2 of a unit. But we are extremely happy to have that. To have a positive after this round. A round where 6 out of 8 games were won by the underdogs. the underdogs won 6 out of 8 games. I don't know if that's almost that's got to be unheard of. 6 out of 8 underdogs. The dogs were barking loud. I'm very interested to see how everyone else went. There's going to be some people out there who, a lot of people will lean on the favourites really heavily. We do. And so I imagine there's going to be some people out there who had a really rough start to round 1. Luckily, it's a very long season. They've got a long time to catch back up. Let's have a look at round 2. Now, we are getting in early. There's a reason we're getting in early, and that's the odds. As soon as the Dragons won their game, we went and put money on them for round 2. I don't believe this. I believe by the time this game starts, the Dragons will be the favourites. I don't believe you'll be getting $1.40 on the Broncos here at home against a very average-looking Rabbit side. If Cody and Latrell are still beefing with each other, it's going to be a long season for the Rabbits. That being said, getting in early is good for the odds, but there is still a whole week of injuries, news, suspensions, all that sort of stuff to come out. So you do get the better odds, but you don't get the full picture. Waiting until Thursday, Friday to place your bets, you get the full picture. So by doing this video early, we're getting the better odds. Also, no one can accuse you of just copying someone else's picks or bets or whatever, because you've done it super early. But yeah, doing the breakdowns. So there's no breakdowns this week because the news hasn't come out. So we're not getting the full breakdown. We're not getting the full picture. Yeah, so there's pros and cons both ways. Risk and reward. Anyway, let's move on. Sharks vs Bulldogs. Sharks at home. Sharks look good. They're a heavy favourite for a reason. They will be the pick. We will put them in our safety parlay. That's it. Let's just move on. Bulldogs, I said last week, it's probably going to take them 3-4 rounds before they start gelling properly. Let's hope we're right, and let's hope the Sharks can get past them before they start hitting form. Panthers at home here against the Eels. Panthers should be the pick here, but we are going to pick the Eels here. For some reason, the Panthers have a voodoo hoodoo against the Eels, and last year seems to be repeating for the Panthers, which, I mean, if the whole season repeats for the Panthers, they won't mind because it means they win in the end. But last year they lost to the English champions. This year they lost to the English champions. Last year they lost round 1. This year they lost round 1. Last year they lost round 2 at home as well. So let's see if history repeats itself. And Eels thrashed the Panthers at the end of last season. There's just something there. We don't know what it is. The style of play, I guess, the two clubs have. Panthers always seem to be at a disadvantage against the Eels. So we'll be picking the Eels here. We may even sprinkle. It's not an official bet, but we'll probably sprinkle on this $2.90 here for the Eels. And we'll just see how we go with that one. Bit of fun. A bit of an entertainment bet. Next up, we have the Raiders versus the Tigers. Now, our poor man's 50 hit. It's up to $70 now on the kitty for poor man. We were going to put the 50 on the Raiders. It seems like a safe bet, right? It's probably the bet of the week. But we haven't seen the Tigers play yet. And we just want to err on the side of caution here. It's a long season. We don't want to lose it just yet. The Tiger, you see that Tiger over there in the jungle? Yeah, he doesn't look very dangerous, but we're not too sure how hungry that Tiger is. We don't know how determined they are to change their situation this year. So we're just gonna leave it. Are they just kind of like, oh, let's just play out this season, let's just get through it, and so we get Luai next season? Is that what they're doing? They're just trying to skip this season. We don't know yet, or are they gonna come out hungry and yeah, I don't know. I was a big supporter of the Tigers, but after seeing, what's his name? Wakeman? After seeing Wakeman single-handedly beat the Panthers and their biggest win all season and then get dropped from the team, I can't support that. So, we're going to be taking the $20 here from the $20 profit we made from the Cowboys, and we're going to put that on the Raiders. So we still got our broke man's 50 no matter what happens. But we'll put that 20 on the Raiders, and hopefully we get that. It's about $9 profit if they do win. That's our poor man's 50. So we're doing with that. Basically what we're trying to do is we're trying to build that $50 up to about $500 by the end of the season if we can, and then that will pay for Sky next year. Right? That's basically what we're trying to do here. Because Sky is damn expensive, and it's the only way we got of watching these games. Next up, Cowboys versus the Knights. Cowboys here in our safety parlay. They will be the pick, obviously. Our Raiders will be the pick. And that's part of our safety parlay. That's part of our safety parlay. Cowboy Sharks. 1 unit on that. I'm mid confident on this, especially after that first round. How could you be confident in anything, really? But that's what we're going with. There's a few other options here. The Storm, beautiful option here. Panthers, if you don't believe in the voodoo. Broncos Storm could be a good safety parlay if you wanted to put that together. Broncos Panthers Storm, you wanted to put that together. Storm Panthers. All 3 of the top teams, excellent choices, excellent picks. The reason I already explained why we didn't go with the Panthers, because of the Eels voodoo hoodoo. And the reason I was going to have the Storm, it was going to be Storm Sharks, was going to be my safety parlay. But then my son reminded me that I'm cursed. I'm cursed with the Storm. I believe last year we went something ridiculous, like 13-1, something like that. Every time I bet on the Storm, they lost. Every time I bet against the Storm, they won. I just could not call Storm games at all. So I think this year we just stay away from them completely. So that's what we're doing. They will be the pick. No money on this one, though. I wish the Wires all the best, but it is what it is. So safety parlay will be Sharks and Cowboys. Mid confidence on this one. This will be the game of the week for me. I cannot wait for this one. Looking forward to it. Love it. Not gonna bet on it though. I love both teams. Both teams did really awesome round 1. Can't wait to watch the game. Enjoy. And Dragons Dog of the Week. Like I said, as soon as that game finished, I was like, who do they play next week? I had a look. They played the Dolphins. They were paying $2.20. We got this at $2.20, and it's already down to $1.95. So that's why we're doing the video early. I do believe by the time this game starts, the Dragons will be the favourites. So get in on this one while you can, if you can. Very confident. This is the most confident dog of the week, of the year. Let's say that, right? Value bet, if you just want one bet, try and make a bit of money, I'd probably go with the Broncos. They are paying $1.40. We will play that bet. They're at home. I believe they will win. If you want to spice it up, go Broncos plus Raiders. We're not going to do that. We already got 20 on the Raiders. And I don't like double dipping. I don't want the Raiders to lose and cost me 2 bets. So that's why we try and keep, one team, one bet. We don't like double dipping here. But that would be a good value. If you we've got safety parlay here. I guess we would call that the risky parlay, the value parlay, the money parlay, whatever. Broncos Raiders would be the way to go. And like I said, Panthers Storm, pretty solid too, but we're staying away from that because we're cursed. Other than that, I believe that's everything. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're going. Thoughts, opinions. Like I said, it's early. There's still a whole week of stuff to come out yet. So if you see this video on Thursday and something's happened and you're like, are you crazy? You're going to bet on the Broncos and Reece Walsh is injured or something like that? He wasn't injured when I made this video. Okay, so don't come at me with that energy. Although I'd probably just appreciate any comment at this point. I think that's it for us. Let's hope we can add to this 0.2 unit profit we're on at the moment. Going into round 2. After a horrible, nightmarish round 1 for a lot of people, I'm sure. I'm feeling good about this one. The safety parlay I'm 50-50 on, but I've got so much confidence on this one that I'm just not worried. I'm pretty confident on Broncos. Poor man's 50, 100% confident. just erring on the side of caution because it's early in the season. And that's us. Thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for the subscribers. Thanks for the views. Thanks for the comments. Thanks for the love. That's all I've got for you. Best of luck, guys.